Happy October. It's officially here, my favorite time of year. I'm sure it's probably yours too. But here in Northern California, we stay hot for so long, so it's nice to finally have some nice weather. But anyway, October, I know you're thinking of pumpkins and apples, and a traditional Halloween treat is caramel apples. And that's what we're gonna make today. That's the only recipe I have for you today, is just this nice treat, not a dinner or main dish. And this is such an easy thing to make. You can use it for dessert tonight, and then you can keep the rest and it will stay in your fridge for about a week. And then I'll also show you how you can make it into a gift. You can use it for a gift right now or any time of the year, depending on how you wrap it. So there's only 4 ingredients in caramel sauce. It's so easy. And yes, it is actually healthy because of course there's no refined ingredients here on this channel. So right now, I already have 2 sticks of butter going on the stove. They're melted. Lovely, lovely. I know, it's super hard. 2 sticks of butter is a cup. And now we're gonna add in, of course, coconut sugar. We don't use refined sugar around here. And as you know, coconut sugar, look at this beautiful color. It's already a caramel color, so it goes so perfectly. And then we're also gonna be using cream. So what I'm gonna do is add the 2 cups of coconut sugar. Yes, you can tell I'm filming you myself, so this is gonna be kind of like haphazard on there, but you're gonna get the idea. So 2 cups of coconut sugar we're gonna add into our butter. And at the store, you've maybe seen the golden coconut sugar. It's a little bit lighter color, but you want just the regular package that says coconut sugar on there. There's a lot of sugar in this recipe, 2 cups to 1 cup of butter. And you're just gonna whisk it while it's in there. And it's gonna melt and dissolve for just about a minute. You can just keep stirring, keep whisking, and look at this. I mean, it smells so good. How can you go wrong with butter and sugar? And then cream in there. Butter and cream, my 2 favorite ingredients. So we're just whisking it till the sugar dissolves. And the main step on making this caramel sauce is once you add the cream and bring it to a boil, you want to keep it going. So after you add and dissolve all the sugar, it's on low heat again, we're gonna add our cream. And it's gonna be 2/3 of cream. And you can see I have my salt grinder. And the reason is I'm just gonna give it 2 grinds of salt in there. I know that's such an official cooking term, 2 grinds, but if you don't have a grinder, just use a regular container of salt and just put a pinch in there. But make sure it's sea salt or pink Himalayan sea salt so you're getting some trace minerals in there. And of course, everything's about nutrition on this channel, so that's what we wanna do. So after you add in your cream and your salt, bring it to a boil. And I actually put my kitchen timer on to get exactly 3 minutes of boiling. It's gonna be bubbling and dissolving the cream and sugar, and that's a critical step. After the 3 minutes, you're gonna take it off the heat, and I'll show you what it looks like. My 3 minutes are just about up. You can see how bubbly it is. The butter, cream, salt, and coconut sugar dissolved, married together, bubbling nicely. So at this point, you can do a couple of things. After your 3 minutes is up, you will literally just let this sit in the pan off the heat for at least 4 hours, and it will get nice and thick. And by the time you have it for dessert, several hours later, it will be thick. But you can see right now, when you take it off the heat, it's pretty liquidy still, and that's how it should be. Keep it whisking a couple times and then let it cool like that. Now the other option can be, at this point while it's runny, you could go ahead and just put it right into a jar if you want to use it as a gift. Just make sure it's sterilized, of course. I have some raffia that once it is cooled down, just leave it without the lid off, and then after the 4 hours, put the lid back on, and then you could just wrap it with some raffia, give it as a gift for a girlfriend. I have a friend that she just nailed a job interview and got the job today, so I'm going to give her a little congratulatory gift. You can also leave it in the jar in your fridge for an after-school snack for the kids, that they can just have an apple dipping sauce. And then depending on what time of year it is, you can even use this as a gift at Christmas time and just change, of course, the color of the ribbon. So we're gonna let this cool down. Look how liquidy it is, so that you can see after about 4 or 5 hours, it's just gonna get a nice, legit, thick caramel sauce. And I'll see you back here and show you how we'll serve it with the caramel apples. All right, it is several hours later, and here is the caramel. I'm just gonna show you how thick it is. There you go, see? I told you it's gonna be legit. So yummy, nice and thick. So it's been about 5 hours like this. So I'm going to show you a couple ways that you can serve this, a couple ideas. You could do a traditional popsicle stick. You can just buy these craft sticks at any craft store, even Walmart has them, and just stick it in there. And if you're having a dinner party or just a Halloween party with some friends, you could actually have all your apples ready to go on your platter and then cover them with caramel, which I'll show you. And then they can sit there and be ready to go. And then everyone can put what kind of toppings that they want on it. And here are toppings that we have. We just have some sliced almonds. You can get those at any store. I got these at Trader Joe's. They're raw. It's very convenient that they're already sliced. And these are kind of make a little bit of depth because we're gonna have so many other little toppings, and you can actually just place those and stick them to the caramel. I have cacao nibs, which are real cacao, real chocolate. There's no sweeteners or anything added, just real chocolate, and they just come like that. So they're called cacao nibs. You can find them at Sprouts. Unsweetened coconut flakes, and I just used the Bob's Red Mill brand. You can see it's unsweetened. There's nothing added to it. It's really fine. And then I also have some crushed up pistachios just for some color. Get some green color in there, and you can see I just used a mallet. I actually had them in the package, and I just crushed them right in there with that kitchen mallet, or you can use a handle of a rolling pin. So I have them in these shallow dishes, so they're easy to roll the caramel apples inside. So you can do that with the traditional little stick like that. But if you have, most of us don't really, we're not going to non it like that on the stick. We're probably going to cut it up with a knife, to be honest with you. So I've got our handy dandy little apple slicer here. Especially my daughter has braces, so she's going to appreciate getting that. And use any size, as you can see here, of apple. This is a red Bartlett pear. And D'Anjou pears, Bosch pears are a little bit crispier than a Bartlett pear. And those would work too. Those are in season right now. So another little note is you might want to use a Granny Smith apple, because those are nice and tart to get the tartness with how sugary and sweet that the caramel is. See, our first one, yummy. It's all coated with caramel. I just coated it on there. And then what's fun about this is any age that comes to your party or your get together or in your family, they're gonna love making their own. So I'm just gonna do little sections here. I have a section of the almonds, and I pressed on the cacao nibs. I pressed on and just mush it right into the salad dish, and mushed on the coconut and mushed on the pistachios. So looks so yummy. And it's really cute, the little sections kind of falling off a little bit. Smush it on there. But people can decorate it however they want. It's really fun. And kids love it. So if you have this left over though, the kids can use this as more of a dipping sauce. So the second way we'll do it, I'll just take one of these apples with the apple slicer that I showed you. If you don't have one of those handy dandy ones, which you just push it through, makes it really easy. Just use a knife, of course. But this makes even slices, especially if you're serving it to other people, it's a bit nicer. And I'm just gonna arrange it in the bowl. So if you're serving it this way, of course, you want to wait till the last minute so your apples don't turn brown. So you got it like this, and then what you would do is just drizzle the caramel right in the center. Take a big dollop of it. And then people can put whatever they want in the center, or just have the caramel. Because if you have plain Jane kids, they're just gonna want the caramel. But I'm gonna place a couple of almonds on there. I'm gonna get some cacao, a little bit of chocolate, and then a little bit of coconut. We'll do it that way. Oh, and I forgot the cinnamon. So the cinnamon, and then I'll show you some more salt you could do as well. So cinnamon will just add a little extra color on apples since they look a little plain next to the ones with the popsicle sticks in them. So you can see that it looks nice with a little bit of cinnamon sprinkled on there. So if you want to do a total salted caramel look, just take your salted grinder again. That's gonna make those little bit bigger pieces of salt that they can actually see on the caramel. You could do that as well as another idea. So this kind of has all the taste in it. It's just such a yummy, simple dessert, yummy, simple treat, because you've got the really sweet and juicy texture of the apple, creamy texture of the caramel, and then you've got a little bit of crunch on there with the cacao nibs and the nuts. And then if you take it as far as doing the tart Granny Smith, then you've got all the tastes coming out. You've got tart, sweet, salty, and a little bit of savory in there as well. So this just works so great. So I hope you enjoy this Halloween treat any time of the year. And we'll see you next time on Heather's Healthy Cuisine. Bon appetit.